So what heroes are left in the pool? I'm most focused on the mid lane right now, especially with
Hmm.
Fnatic's draft, right? So I think it needs to be things that when a certain timing hits, you're just able to use the Chen ability to call that mid hero to your lane
Yeah.
and wreck face, especially against a Beastmaster that might have a fair few units at his disposal at the time. Maybe you go as an early Necrobook or something like that.
Radiant
Void
team
Spirit
pick.
is what I'm potentially thinking here.
Ooh, is it core Tusk? Because Isis is gonna build a Necrobook on Tusk this game.
Oh, I mean, it's like a substitute for Midas these days, right? Like that's
Yeah.
really why you build it. You don't max it out, or maybe you will. It's SSI, so who knows what he's gonna do? But
I mean, the tag team works for his summons as
yeah,
10
well, so
seconds
it
remaining.
is pretty nasty. It does a lot of damage. I have also seen a
5
little bit more
seconds
core
remaining.
Snapfire as of late, so maybe that's on the cards.
Fnatic's
I
turn to
don't know if
serve
Fnatic would be the kind
Medusa.
of team to run a core Chen at
kind
all.
of Dusa.
Um, but yeah, Dusa coming in here. Okay, so Deuce Avenge, pretty nice.
Hmm.
If they can get away with this, I think the Deuce is going to look all right. If Fnatic weren't, I already think Fnatic were on a clock before, just because of the nature of their draft. They are
10
now
seconds remaining.
definitely on a clock. So I think Signal
5
even
seconds remaining.
giving up somewhat on the idea of like being forced to make plays and things like that. They can just kind of split push a bit with their Beastmaster, farm on the Medusa, and that's the win condition here. It's very straightforward. So
Yeah, I want to see how this Mirana builds as well, right? Will they go for the gank potential where they put a few extra points into the arrow just for the lower cooldown, for the extra damage, or is it going to be this thing that is able to push lanes out in addition to the Beastmaster, create
yeah,
pressure on all sides of the map, create some space for the Dusa, and, to do that, leveling the Starstorm instead.
yeah. I think the core Mirana has actually been a little bit of a thing
Radiant
as
team
well.
ban.
At least
Phantom
at least in
assassin.
some pubs here and there. So I wouldn't discount that option entirely, though. Of course, Signal do have the last overall pick of the draft, so you have to sort of imagine that that is going to be their mid. As Fnatic just going for a PA here. It's one of these Deso building cores that you were talking about, um, pushing the
10
pace
seconds remaining.
somewhat, and they are super on a clock this game, but their lineup can also
5
play
seconds
really
remaining.
fast, and they're very aggressive in the lanes. They're gonna have a lot of kill potential across the board in probably all three lanes here. Looking at it,
Fnatic's turn to
Hmm.
ban.
I'm just trying to think. Like, obviously, PA needs a couple of those early items, right? And is this the game to go the Battle Fury? Kind of, maybe. I mean,
I don't know.
against a Beastmaster, it's nice, but
Mm, I think you just want to play fast, to be
yeah.
honest. I like the PA here as well because
10
I think
seconds
it's decent.
remaining.
Even though they've already got counters for the boars, like it's also just decent against the
5
boars. You can
seconds remaining.
fairly easily dagger them down. You're not going to get super harassed because you've at least got the blur. So that
And they've
mischance
got
going to be helpful.
Fnatic's turn
some
to
decent
pick.
AoE damage with the Snapfire as well, right? Like you can even focus a lot of that on dealing with the Beastmaster units.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so they've gotten rid of a Viper, so that suggests that they're going to have. Obviously, PA really doesn't like playing into that, of course. Nether Toxin getting rid of the blur, um, but does it
10
indicate more of a
seconds
melee
remaining.
mid laner?
Mm,
You never really want to do that and,
5
and risk
seconds
having the
remaining.
Dusa lane up into you either, though.
I don't know if it's so much a
Radiant team
melee
pick.
mid thing as a just being annoyed by the Viper is always going to be able to fight and just slow down the pace of the game, and really buy time for the Duso. So Fnatic just gonna go for an Invoker here.
So,
I'm
what, just thinking the Quas
I
works
think
to
it's
deal
just
with the mana?
Quasworks. Yeah, yeah. I think this is really just like run at you Dota from Fnatic, and like it's run at
10
you and
seconds
it's
remaining.
enable the Phantom Assassin. It's like Alacrity the Phantom Assassin,
5
move the Phantom
seconds remaining.
Assassin around in the fights, save her with the roll, with the snowball. You've got the extra heals coming in from the Chen.
And drain the Deuce's mana with the
Yeah,
MP.
yeah, exactly, and just gives you more team fight on top of everything else. They've
Mm.
got a really scary team fight, right? The Invoker combos plus Chen heals plus Snapfire damage. And Signal don't currently have the best ways to get into the backlines, really. They don't have a hero that's gonna like get in there and wreak total havoc and just be able to kill the Invoker or kill off the Chen. easily. So
I mean, is there even any heroes left in the draft that can do that? Void Spirit, maybe?
I don't know. I think they can put the Mirana mid here and then get like a, kind of go in hero for the position 4 potentially, but I don't know if that's what they're planning with their draft. And I don't know exactly what form that would take either. Like, are they going to pick the Clockwork again? I think they're going to shy away from that idea.
No, it's definitely not a clock.
Yeah. I think the laning counter that you're thinking about here is like, oh, we're gonna TA, but you can't. You just can't do that here. You have to. You need something more active. So I don't mind this puck. It's initiation. It can find those backline heroes. The matchup is pretty good against the Invoker, or at least decent. Okay.
It's good lane shove as well, right? And you were talking about that clock. It just
Yeah.
extends the clock a little bit for the Dusa, gives her that extra minute or two that she might need to get the next big item, and yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to see how it works for Cignal here.
And it is the Ice Tusk as well.
Yeah. So this lineup is much more. I like Cignal's draft a lot more here. I can see how they win. I still think they're probably going to get maybe a little bit out executed by Fnatic, and there's just going to be a lot of these like unanswered ganks on the map where Fnatic get 1 or 2 kills and Cignal just weren't in a position to, find some kind of a trade. Is probably the concern, but definitely much better. And I think if Fnatic make a few mistakes, the Cignal lineup is actually going to be pretty scary in, when it comes to defending their high ground, and if the Medusa gets some decent farm going, then...
Yeah, I mean, they've got a body of work behind them, right, with Fnatic, and I think you hit the nail on the head. I think this game, and it's nothing against Cignal, but I feel like it's Fnatic's game to lose as opposed to Cignal's to win.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that front.
Well, we'll see if they're able to do it, and who knows, they could surprise us, but based off the records in this tournament, it's going to be a tough ask for them, that's for sure. Oof. 21-1-9 for that most recent PA game as well, so he's feeling it lately. You were telling me in the break as well a bit about their recent ranked experiences on particularly on Cignal's side.
So yeah, Cignal. I was having a look at the old. I think it's getting captured in the stream right now. So I've got the old Overwolf Dota Plus, looking at their ranked games this month. None of them have had a particularly fun time in pubs. As of late, it looks like. All of them are sub 50% win rate currently, a couple of loss streaks here and there. Man, they are... they are piling up the
bounties.
The bounties on poor old Van here. Oof.
And even with that, he's walking forward, he's feeling confident.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Are Fnatic really just gonna... Were they gonna 5-man top? They were thinking about it at least.
A little bit.
30 seconds.
I mean, they've done this Observer Wood as well, right next to the Roche Pit twice in a row now. So it's going to expire just after that 4-minute rune. So clearly prioritizing that in a heavy way.
Yeah, oh my god, this is double boots. The Tusk Snapfire as the dual offlane. And the other thing to mention here is the Tag Team plus Little Shredder is just a ridiculous amount of damage. It will absolutely annihilate you. So this Deuce is going to need a lot of help, and I don't know if Vengeful Spirit is the hero to do it. We'll have to find out.
Alright, well, he's just opted to go for the Scatterblast early on. Again, like, I don't feel like this Little Shredder is the way to go extremely early on, but just one value point is going to be so impactful.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely looking for that 1 point. And DJ just gonna... They don't have a ward down here to block out the small camp or anything, so I imagine he's just gonna go in there and body block it a whole lot. Really try and get the lane control going. As not a whole lot that the Venge Dusa is really going to threaten down here. I think that's kind of the other problem with their lane, is that it doesn't have a whole lot of kill threat here. All the kill threat is really on the side of Fnatic.
Well, some pretty decent zoning here being done by Grims. It's going to stop that body block coming through from DJ, so the small camp pull has been enabled.
Yeah,
So a
and
little bit of a
he
misplay.
blocks the big camp. So if he goes for the immediate small camp, there's not going to be a corresponding pull from DJ, giving him a hard time.
He's got to move, but now's the right time to do it, right? The wave's pushing right into the tower. You want to give a Bart all of that valuable experience underneath the tower.
Oh, Grimm's getting stuck in here a little bit, and looking like he might be brought down. A couple more hits with this tag team. Looking for it. Ice still diving. Salving up. That gets canceled. And they really wish that a bot could do a little bit more to help. Actually, the first blood getting drawn on the top side of the map. As Fnatic getting 2 kills cross map. I don't know what happened to the Mirana, but just looks like just got run down by the Phantom Assassin. Really, not a whole lot else to say.
Yeah. But DJ doing a great job of securing these range creeps as well, realizing how important it is to get those early levels up. It's what enabled them to go for that early kill onto Grims and get what would have been the first blood.
Well, Moon doing quite well at mid, 14-1 up against the 8-0 of the Puck. The other thing that really sucks about the Vengeful Spirit dying like that is didn't get to stack the small camp, didn't get to block the big camp. So now DJ just being a nuisance, making sure to aggro these creeps so that Grims can't get the pull going. And the lane is exactly where Fnatic want it currently. They're very happy with this lane position. They've got a ton of room to chase. Grims does at least manage to aggro the range creep. That's really nice. What's happening at top? Van's just getting run down here. 23 Savage has another dagger in a second. Oh my god, a Jabs found the Stormcrafter. Alright, nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a real pain for him. He's having to use the Mirana arrow onto it, but it was actually out of mana, so a little bit of a waste there.
Oh, and James is getting zoned out at mid. So he's low. Moon's already salved up, and his courier is on its way back to bring him this salve. So he's just going to be low for the next minute or so. A bot getting gone on a little bit. Here comes the shards. A bot just going to turn around and try and fight this somewhat, but still decent damage. DJ getting turned around on. And, well, Fnatic won't be able to get that kill in the end. Actually getting driven back pretty heavily. And the wave is pushing. Ares does TP down here, but a bit too late to make anything happen. So
That early point in the mana shield doing some real work. Ares trying to stop any sort of, well, they put an observer ward there just to get a little bit of vision from this rotation through from the Mirana. Not all that keen to get this small camp pull off though. So again, Ares, it feels like he's running around a lot of the time without too much impact. Although Ice, he's been caught out here a little bit.
yeah, kind of low, but again, not a ton of kill potential just because they've got a Medusa as their safe laner. Well, snap at mid. I think they really need an arrow to land if they have any hope of a kill here.
Oh, Moon. He's getting some real luck here. Regen rune topside.
Oh, he manages to dodge the arrow as well. Can just wait out this entire regen inside of his Ghost Walk, so he's going to be just fine. Jabs does end up losing his courier. Van choosing to back-lane at this point. Not getting any points in the Call of the Wild currently, just because he doesn't want to give them over to Jabs. So. Oh, alright, not quite on the mark there with the cookie, but still some decent damage being done. 23 Savage jumping over to get the dagger out. And it does look like Van's going to be brought down in the end here. One more touch from Jabs will do it. Well, Beastmaster not having a very fun time, and I am, as a safe lane, as a position 5 player, I'm pretty happy seeing Beastmaster get shut down like this. To be honest, it's
Oh yeah.
I've had my fair share of getting Beastmastered in my pups. Ice getting combo stunned down here. Nice rotation, Mirana in the right place at the right time, and looks like he might be brought down. Leap forward. He's still got the stick charges, baiting a little bit. They need the vision. Ice, one more touch, throws the shards backwards to try and trap the Mirana here under the tower. But Ares going to be okay, and at least Cignal getting on the board.
Yeah, nicely done there. I'm a little surprised that DJ didn't TP sooner, because they did use the Chen ability to get him on the top side, so he had his TP available. Yeah,
did he go all the way back to the fountain? And I was wondering if he was maybe waiting for mana or something, but regardless, it is a kill. What was the bounty rune split there? So 2-2
maybe?
Or maybe a little better for Cignal? I don't know. I think maybe they got both bottom.
It was 2-2. Yeah.
Well, mid lane going very well for Moon, as it turns out. 36-15 up against 23-0 on the Puck. Have a full level ahead currently. DJ finds himself a DD, and Mirana a little bit low on leaps here. DJ still waddling after him. Now he's going to run bottom. This is actually kind of troublesome for Cignal. The lane is not in a good position. They're going to hope for the pull. Trouble for Van at top. Another dagger from 23 Savage. Doesn't have the crit just yet. Doesn't even really need it. Just chases the Beastmaster down. Jabs is able to stack in jungle in the meantime. So now Moon interrupts after the orb's already been used. Nice phase shift from James. He's going to dodge a little bit more of the damage, but Moon's still just coming in with the auto attacks. At bottom, they do find the turnaround onto DJ. They rotated the supports, and Fnatic not going to end up getting that kill that they were hoping for with the double damage.
Yeah, the one saving grace of this game so far for Cignal is Abart's having an alright time. You know, he's getting some decent farm down here, but when you just compare it to 23 Savage, you know, getting that solo kill up against Van on the Beastmaster, Jabs being able to spend a lot of the time in the jungle, he's going
he doesn't
for
dodge this tornado, he's just dead, right? Oh, nice arrow. Moon, tornado, alright. Well, he gets the turnaround kill at least, but good for Jamesy that he got it first. Van just dead again at top. Beastmaster's game getting really shut down here, Danog.
Yeah, and, well, they had it right with all those bounties that they put on his head, that's for sure.
Yeah, they knew what the plan was. I think they just realized how miserable of a Beastmaster game it was based on their draft. And the problem with the Medusa, right, is that she's not going to go and fix any of these other lanes. Even if your Medusa was #1 on net worth, she is not going to go and gank and, like, make space for the other heroes to catch back up. Abad just wants to keep on farming, and Fnatic are not going to have 1 inch of that. They are just charging at the Medusa currently, driving her out of her own jungle. Grims is going to pay the price here. Quickly brought down by Moon. They do not have the urn just yet.
And that's the thing that really gets punished, right, by not banning out either the Enchantress or the Chen, because the Beastmaster, have a look at his skill build, he's gone 2-0-2. And what can you really do against that? And that enabled this PA pick, right? Like, all of this kill potential suddenly gets nullified a whole lot more if you do have that risk of dying if you overextend against these boars.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like Fnatic have just outdrafted Cignal in both of these games. Nice coming up top. Fnatic once again going for this, you know, sort of reversing the lane, sending the offlaner to come and hold the safe lane while they rotate through and just look for these tier 1 towers. Not as fast of a pushing lineup this time around. Dreamcool getting used at mid, but where's the follow-up? Yeah, it's just a little bit of damage from Jamesy. Moon here with the tornado. Jamesy, is he going to jaunt underneath? He does. Goes behind the tier 1. Grims once again. Wrong place, wrong time. Punched by Ice, just very quickly dead.
Yeah, and we were talking about that Necrobot risk. Well, he's getting closer to it, only 325 gold away on Ice, so that tag team, which he's maxing out, gonna be hyper effective.
Yeah, and that's what kind of enables the Roshan as well once they take all of these early towers. A bot has rotated up to the off lane, so looking for that top tier 1.
I don't mind this. You know, you've got the Beastmaster standing next to you, so that inner beast aura is going to be really effective.
Yeah, okay, so at least this time around, you know, Cignal, they get a tier 1. They're getting a little bit more control on the map. They've got somewhere to kind of split push and pressure, try and force some rotations out of Fnatic. They do again have good global mobility with the Chen, so that's something to be a little bit wary of. Oh, Jamesy doesn't have the orb available currently, tries to jump away a little bit, but there's the cold snap, the phase shift's still on cooldown, and Ice puts him in an early grave with that last punch.
Well, 10-minute Necrobook coming out for Ice. Never what you want to see when you're coming up against that. And it is actually a Battle Fury that they're going here on 23 Savage, so...
Oh, Grims. Not again. Dagger in 2. Very difficult to run. Ice, is he going to go for the kill secure? Doesn't need to. 23 Savage finishes it off. And yeah, what is this Beastmaster going to do? He's got a Soul Ring, and he's maxing axes so far. 23 Savage just going for him once again. Tornado does just barely clip. Moon wants some more earn charges. He's going to get him. Mirana manages to leap away, but...
Yeah, again, like Abart, he was slowly slithering his way down towards that team fight, and you had the Puck there who could have potentially got, you know, for example, a 4-man Dream Coil off, but what then? Where's the follow-up? There's absolutely nothing. You know, I'm liking the fact that Eris has gone this Starstorm build so that he can push out the waves a bit more, but he's just not doing it.
Oh, and Jamesy again trying to defend at mid is going to get caught out a little bit. Tornado looking for him. Will not quite catch, but that is Puck walking out to lane and getting dropped to 0 HP and just having to walk all the way back to base. At least the Medusa is farming a bit on top, but his team is suffering in the meantime. Moon getting dusted up here, just going to run back to his teammates. Grims with the swap into the stun. Moon still pretty tanky. Van's got the roar. 23 Savage here just to look for the fight. Can they actually do enough damage to Moon? He's still got stick charges. Van trying to chase. Here comes the EMP. Not really going to connect onto anybody, but Fnatic, they have everyone in the neighborhood here around the Radiant jungle and easily respond to that pressure from Cignal, who just kind of look frustrated in that moment, right? They're like, why is this Invoker allowed to walk up to us like this? Well,
why is the Invoker allowed to walk up to you, and then when they do commit, where's the follow-up? You know, again, you had the Puck who was in base, regenerating mana, with Dream Coil available, so it is one of those team fights where Invoker can't just walk away if something like that happens again. And yeah, sure, they made some space for the Deucer, and he's catching up on the net worth charts, but it feels like it wouldn't just be a you're catching up, it would be a you're in the lead if they played with a little bit more cohesion.
Yeah. As 23 Savage, he's changed gears again, build-wise.
Okay.
So he's going back for just like a Deso SNY kind of a plan.
Yeah.
Don't mind it. I think this was what the plan needed to be. Just keep the pressure up constantly, because the Tusk and the Tusk, the Chen, and even the Snapfire to an extent are gonna fall off later on. Oh, Jamesy orbs forward. Can he get his way out of this one? He's got the silence. Jumps out of the shards. Ice still looking for him, and that Scatter Blast brings him low.
Commits the coil as well. You've got the Deso coming out now for 23 Savage, so 13.5 minutes to have that level of pressure on the map is always going to be a big concern. Eris doing his best to try and delay it by pushing out this bottom side, but he doesn't have too much in the form of escape himself. Just got that level 1 leap, so it's a little bit of trouble that he might be in. Could be forced to pop the Moonlight. Do they have any detection? They do not have it.
They still find him out. Moonlight gets popped, but is that going to keep him alive? Tornado, Fairy Fire, one more punch from Ice. Finishes the job. Well, you know, what do we got going on over here? There is a big, angry army of Chen creeps waiting up this hill for anybody who wants to face check it. We can get a Mud Golem into, what, a triple Centaur stun going on?
Yeah. I don't want it to come off like I'm flaming Cignal here, but you saw what just happened on the bot side, right? Like, Mirana dies, but it was the Invoker and the Tusk that were doing it, and they had vision on this high ground where the Dire Sentry Ward is now. So they knew they had a 4v3 situation, but they just don't feel confident at all. I mean, the fact that you're coming up against 3 Centaur Conquerors is always going to be a bit of a worry, but I mean, if there was any sort of time where you could have taken a team fight and maybe made it work for you, that was it.
They're smoked up. Do they have any vision here? They really need a hawk or some kind of information on this high ground. So if anyone was wondering why there are 5 creeps, Jabs does have a Helm of the Dominator picked up. So that's where the extra one's coming from. They're looking for the jump on the 23 Savage. He's fairly squishy, but they do have the heals for him here. He's just waiting out the leash. Does get dragged in by the Snowball. Looking to continue the fight. Damage on the Medusa. A bot is going to get pushed back here by the Deafening Blast. They will lose 23 Savage, but here comes the Mortar, which gets his damage. Ice also dead. DJ looking to finish this one off. Jamesy orb in a second. He's got the phase shift, still living for a little bit longer. A bot gonna keep on fighting. Good damage from him. Jabs in the back line. It's just gonna get chased down. It looks like this army is gonna get cleaned up pretty effectively by Cignal as they take a 4-for-2 fight. I do not think that 23 Savage wanted to get snowballed in like that, but it will end up being a very nice fight for Cignal.
Yeah, absolutely. It skyrockets a bot up towards the top side of that. I mean, he was able to stand underneath a tier 2 tower, and you know, at this stage of the game, that still does a ton of damage against this type of lineup. Oh, is he going to get the stomp off?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Medusa's just trapped here now. No hope. No way of getting out. It's going to do some decent damage to Moon before he goes down, but
that's really unfortunate. throughout that entire team fight, Jabs was essentially, with his gigantic army, just zoning out the Mirana, which, I mean, is there really much point to doing that? You know, what's a Mirana going to do in a team fight like that?
Quill and DJ just willingly snaps it to jump down into the river. It is again just rushing this this Aghanim Scepter on the Snapfire.
I think with a Tusk, it fulfills the exact same role, right? You just toss him in, snowball out, you're happy.
Yeah, toss him in, you can easily kill somebody, snowball out. I could also see the argument for him to just get like Greaves this game.
Yep.
But I think they want to make the fun plays. Jabs? Well, they do manage to bring in 23 Savage before he goes down, and they've actually got the net onto Jamesy, so there's going to be a kill there, and Grimm's also in some danger. That was just the Dark Troll Summoner net, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Couldn't
Not
jump
yet 17 minutes. But now it is, so potentially some neutral camps starting to be taken. You can see Van hitting one here. He's getting close to his mech, so a little bit more sustained. He's not just going to get popped at the start of every single team fight. He's put a couple of points into the Call of the Wild as well, so maybe not so much the Boar, but definitely the Hawk, going to give them some really valuable vision.
Fnatic with the tag team and the Deso and the Necrobook just going to head into the pit, but 23 Savage taking a lot of damage already. So really wishing that he had some lifesteal or something going on. But only level 12 currently. I don't know if the pace for Fnatic is quite as fast as they would maybe like, and that dive at bottom, Jamesy. Well, they're trying for him here at mid. They are going to get the Walrus punch off, but an arrow. Ice, can they keep him alive? He's pretty tanky, but there's a Dream Coil. He doesn't have the snowball. Heal coming through. They're going to go for the swap just to finish him off. 23 Savage looking for the turnaround. They do bring down one. Jamesy getting chased by the Mortimer's Kisses, just barely surviving. 50 HP on him, but now DJ also going to be brought down. Fnatic cleaning up a couple of creeps, still chasing forward. Tornado not going to connect onto anybody. There are 2 leaps on this Mirana, so he should, well, should be okay. But as I say that, 23 Savage just crits him down a bot. Chasing after Jabs. This Dusa looking pretty scary. The Fairy Fire finally coming out from Jabs. I think he's had that since the beginning of the game, but it will keep him alive here.
Yeah, still got one more remaining and a regen rune on the bot side, but now with a few big ultimates used on the side of Cignal Ultra, could that embolden Fnatic to again go for this Roshan?
I think they really want to, but I'm not 100% sure if they can. And this is where things start getting a little bit worrying, that this Medusa is doing... This Medusa is doing a lot of damage. He's got the Inner Beast helping him out. He's got the Vengeful Spirit buffing him up as well. And that stuff isn't even maxed just yet. It's still only 2 points Inner Beast. It's still only, what, 3 points in the Vengeance Aura now. So this lineup still has a lot of room to grow, and of course the Dusa herself still has a lot of room to grow damage-wise. And I think they really need the Aegis to keep this lineup going and start getting the tier 2 towers.
Yeah, keep them at bay a little bit. Oh, really nice fan brace being dropped there, but I think Abad, he's pretty keen on his damage-dealing build right now with the Imp Claw.
Yeah, I think it's working well. He's going to go for BKB up next. But, you know, Cignal, they're the ones deciding where these fights are happening. Forcing things underneath the tier 2 at top. Ice, trying to get the snowball off, perhaps. He actually ends up breaking the coil. So stunned there, and Fnatic still coming in looking for a little bit of a fight. Can they focus down this Medusa? That's got to be the question. Grims swap away. Moon in some danger. Is going to try and survive with the Ghost Walk, but he's being brought down. I don't know about this fight, Fnatic. At least 23 Savage will be able to bring down a bot. On the backlines, they're chasing after Jamesy, but he's still living. Jump forward with the cookie. DJ, can he finish this kill? Jamesy able to jaunt away. DJ still going to go chasing after him. On this side of the fight, Jabs, well, looking to bring down Grims.
Lucky
misses
crit
on the stomp. Phantom Assassin does bring down the Mirana. Grims with the swap, still trying to live. Jabs chasing after him. Does seem like Jamesy is still on the run. He's made it back to the fountain. One more touch from Jabs will bring down the Venge. And in the end, will be a bit of a turnaround for Fnatic. Not the cleanest start to that fight, but at least they managed to focus down the Medusa before she could do too much work.
Yeah, and now they've got the Roche potential. They can fight underneath it with the tag team. It's going to blow up really quickly. Grims has just been cordoned off inside this this little igloo.
They got the Hawk Vision. Van's over here. Roshan dropping pretty quickly. Puck coming over. Jamesy, is he going to try for a snipe? Not interested. Gets the vision and just going to run for it. Moon chasing after him. Does actually have this Orchid available. So whoever he finds out, I think is just 100% dead. Here we go. Cold Snap with the auto attacks. Moon still chasing. Here's the Tornado. Gonna give the vision for 23 Savage to jump forward and finish the job. One crit will do. Dominating streak for this Phantom Assassin. Jamesy just gonna try and pressure over at mid. And Medusa farming all the while. But Fnatic, I think they're back on their pace.
They are, but this is what they were lacking in game 1, right? The fact that, sure, Van dies again. And, oh, actually, they've found out the puck here.
Cookie getting snowball dodged, unfortunately. On the other side of the fight, Moon actually being dream coiled. Can he find a way out of this one? I don't think so. Trying to backstab this fight is just going to get punished somewhat. Bot losing a lot of mana very quickly. And DJ just going to let loose with the Mortimer's Kisses. He's actually got the Gobble Up ready in 20 seconds time. Mirana, one leap. Is that going to be enough? Jamesy looking to punish. Ice still has everything available. Looking to dive a little deeper. Does get caught by the arrow. They do have a follow-up roar from Van. Where's the damage going to come from, Cignal? That's my question.
This is just not it, you know?
What is that spell usage? Jamesy looking to finish the kill. 22 Savage still just relying on his Essence Ring to keep himself going. This Jabs keeps farming up camps with his big army of neutrals. Pretty happy that the Medusa is dead currently. Oh, Jamesy. Straight into the snowball. That is not where you want to be, friend. Can't go up that high ground with no vision. Well, I don't even know if that's like a backup problem. That's just 23 Savage is in. And it looks so weird with the hero just like flying completely stationary through the air. Well, completely unmoving. Van's dead. He's cold snap. Fnatic, when they have an opportunity, there are no illusions about like, oh yeah, I'm behind my tower, that's safe. Nowhere is safe. If Fnatic know that you can't punish them for being somewhere, they're just gonna go, right? They're just gonna go and make whatever play they want. So.
And just on that Gobble Up and Spit, it has like, unless I was hearing it wrong, it has some sound effect that makes it sound like some, you know, Wile E. Coyote, Hanna-Barbera sort of stuff where it's like.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll keep a lookout here.
Is DJ going to be able to get away? No, they had the call from the Chen trying to reposition him, but he's going to get picked off just in time.
Alright, nice from Cignal. They get something, and they do open up some space for themselves over at bot. A bot just has a Rapier queued up at this point. It does find a pretty big stack to quickly clear. If the Medusa gets to stand and auto attack, he's going to do a lot of damage. But the problem is whether or not that is actually an option. Jamesy getting caught out here, doesn't have any way to get out of the silence. So much damage, even with the Essence Ring. Unable to survive. Ice. Looking for stragglers, does find out Grims. That is his 9th death of the game now. He's really not having a very fun time. At least he gets to play some Dota with the illusion afterwards.
That's always fun, right?
Yeah, always good.
Some lane cutting Dota. They ping the Devi on the map.
Oh. 20 Savage is trying to find him. Alright, gets him in the end. A bot switching over to top to keep on pushing out there. And the off lane for Cignal just does not feel like it's really done all that much.
Oh, they're trying to find an Eris again here. Oh, just the Skeleton Warrior, but he's having to back off a little bit.
Moon just prowling constantly with this Orchid. Very, very difficult to deal with. DJ just going for a blink. So that's actually going to give him some saving potential now with the Gobble Up. If a roar happens, you can always jump in, grab the hero, throw them out of the fight, perhaps.
All right, so what have we got here? We've got 45 seconds on this Aegis. We've got Medusa 200 gold away from finishing that BKB, and they've just got a couple of these bounty runes. You have to play a bit more passive here if you're on Signal's side to try and wait this out.
How much longer? It's Aegis 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke.
New neutral items relatively soon. Oh. Throw him
he's
in.
deep.
Oh, it's a triple stun from 23 Savage. He's going to get roared, but he's still got the Aegis for a little bit longer. A bot popping the BKB. I'm not sure if you want to kill the PA just yet. That's life number 1. Moon does actually get caught out by the Stone Gaze. So he just dies to the auto attack. The bot does not have his BKB anymore. Cookie stun. Jab sending in the creeps. Grims looking for the follow-up stun. 23 Savage pretty low. Does have the stick charges. Running back towards DJ and Jabs. Where is Ice 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 in this fight? He's finally making his way in now. A bot low on mana. 23 Savage just going to hard commit. Defensive swap from Grims, but Ice Ice is there to finish off the kill. Miranda trying to leap her way back into the base. Oh, they're looking for him. Arrow, is it going to land? That's a pretty nice arrow. I don't think it's going to do that much to the Phantom Assassin, but there you go. Also, did 23 Savage get his Satanic like delivered mid-fight there? And is that, I think that's what healed him all the way back up to full when he re-engaged.
Yeah, I mean they only have the mech on the Tusk, right? And he came towards the end of the fight, so.
Oh, that's okay. So somebody did end up getting the mech this game. I was kind of wondering. They've grabbed everything, right? They've got Dominator, they've got Vlad's, they've got mech, they've got Necrobook. Everything you could possibly want for this kind of 5-man push. They've even got the ice armor on the PA. They've got the Alpha Wolf. This is one very scary Phantom Assassin.
They can't even go for the swap play here. Still 15 seconds left on the Venge, and it's still level 1, so it doesn't have the greatest cast range. You're just dead if you try and move forward at all.
Yeah, at least he's got Keen Optic. That's something.
That's something.
Fnatic is looking to clean up the first lane of racks here. There's going to be a Dream Coil, Arrow, Fishing, Ice Ice Ice, Defensive Snowball. DJ actually going in looking for the Gobble Up, but not necessary. The Stone Gaze has already been used. If they can kite this out, that's going to be pretty nice. Ice 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 getting jumped. DJ will not be able to save him. Blink still on cooldown for 3 seconds, but that is everything getting popped for the Medusa. BKB and the Stone Gaze both being used, so I don't think Fnatic are going anywhere. Yeah, they're just waiting.
Who are they
That's the
spinning
Gobble
in here?
Up. They're going to load up the
Here we go.
Alacrity as well. They're waiting. They don't see anybody. All right, just going to go for the Creep Wave.
Boo. We want to stay in the base.
Yeah, there was a call made, I think, like, wait, guys, we can go get more neutral items. And we can go get some bounties that we've left on the map. And we can get all the lanes in. Maybe we should just do that instead. Let's resist the throw. Look at that. We got a Paladin Sword for our PA.
All right,
How nice
that's
is that?
And a repair kit. Not that they'll really need it, but
No, but, you know, whoever takes that is going to have a heck of a lot of regen. With,
oh, see you, Grims.
Yeah, well, what did we expect, really, about running forward? Moon now getting dragged in. Arrow does connect onto the Invoker. I don't know if 23 Savage needs a whole lot of help here, though. They actually just spit him towards the Medusa. Stun number 1. Like we said before, Medusa just doesn't have the cooldowns currently, so it gets completely melted down by the Snapfire ulti. Mirana on the run. Jamesy just trying to push out mid a little bit. Still desperately wants this mid tier 1 tower.
You can want it all you want, but then there's the
Yeah.
reality of the situation. I mean, it's a little bit of an odd game from ISSI, so we say him, he's getting 5-second arrowed here, but they don't really mind when they're able to take this tier 3 tower bot side. His net worth's not great. He's neck and neck with the Chen on his side, and we've been talking about Van a little bit. He is sitting dead down in 8th position.
And meanwhile, the Snapfire is number 2 on net worth
Yeah.
on Fnatic.
Just jabs things, you know.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle barracks
Well, just
are under
DJ
attack.
things. But, Snapfire
right,
number
sorry.
2, Chen. Chen still has a lot of net worth, in fairness.
Radiant's middle
But
Yeah.
barracks has fallen.
He's got the
Dire's top
blink
tower
ags
is under attack.
if you needed more movement.
man, this
He goes in.
Radiant's top tower is under
arrows.
attack.
Oh,
This is
swap
it.
into the fountain. 23 Savage. 23 Skidoo. He pops the Static. Doesn't have anyone to hit.
23
Ice
cabbage.
Ice Ice also swapped in. All right, he's going to be able to get the snowball out. Bit of an opportunity here for Cignal, perhaps. Jamesy's still chasing, doesn't have the coil. About running forward with the extra move speed. Jab's about to be brought down. They're also looking for Ice Ice Ice. Moon trying to help. Giving the... Oh, he was trying to give the Sunstrike vision. It's actually kind of worked for the snowball up onto the high ground. That is team play from Fnatic. Can they actually get Ice 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 out, though, is the real question here. They're still chasing after him. All right, there's the gobble, the spit.
Spits him away.
He's out of there. Oh, that was some very cute team play from Fnatic there.
Yeah. They've even got the Greaves back up in 7 seconds, so they're going to go right back in there. They know they don't have too many ultimates. They've got the Beastmaster Roar and Dream Call in 5 seconds, but they just seem to want to go, go, go.
Moon's trying to decide if he can get the solo kill. And it's like he's got a Vanguard and a mech. Maybe this is a little bit tough. Maybe I need just a little bit of backup. And DJ and Ice 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 chasing after a bot up here. Is BKB still on cooldown for 5 seconds? Sunstrike scouting out where he's headed. He's got the TP. I think DJ's found him, though. There's stun number 1. And where there's one stun, there are many. They have used the Walrus Punch, so maybe a BKB TP in the works here. All right.
Yeah, the tip coming out. It was like, maybe a little bit too keen.
We probably could have killed him there, but never mind that. DJ. It's got a Lotus. He's pretty tanky here, but yeah, I don't think they go for this fight. This does not look like a fight, Cignal. I know you want it to be, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's possible.
Well, Roche, you'd have to say this is probably the fight that ends the game, right?
Yeah. Well, the fight that ended the game was probably 1 or 2 fights ago. But
True.
19k lead now in favor of Fnatic. We are at 100% win probability. So.
Oh, he even used the Divine Favor on the Beastmaster Hawk, so he didn't even have any vision.
But they know that his BKB is on cooldown. Moon missing on the tornado there. Looking to set it up with the ice wall. All right, also missing on the ice wall. Here comes ice, though, baby. That's what we're looking for. But can he get the stone gaze off? No, he doesn't have the mana. The defensive swap not even going to be enough to save him here as they snowball forward. They're still looking for a little bit more. Finally, the dust comes out. They get a little bit of extra vision against the Moonlight Shadow.
That's it.
He's getting crit in his way into the trees. Does get the TP out. I think that might still come for him in the fountain anyway. As Van about to get punched down. Mirana, they want him. He knows they're coming for him. Jamesy brought down, and as the fountain dive continues, finally the GG will be called. Can they actually get Savage out of here? I think he's okay. Still got cheese.
Oh man.
I think he sold the cheese at the last second for more network.
Possible, very possible. Oh man, what a clown fiesta in the end. But yeah, just showing again Fnatic's dominance throughout the Southeast Asian region.
Yeah, certainly. They certainly looked really good, and Cignal just didn't seem to be able to put anything together there. Again, I feel like they just kind of got out drafted, right? The Beastmaster pick comes out. They're like, we think Beastmaster is a good hero. Fnatic are, wait a second, guys. You haven't done your homework. You haven't gotten rid of the Enchantress, the Chen. And then Beastmaster proceeds to go 1-13.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it was a better draft, and that's like, I mean, I don't want to say it's like a minor difference because it's a huge deal leaving the Chen and the Enchantress there, right? Like, it basically destroys your lane. But it wasn't like nothing about the draft worked, if that makes sense. So hopefully they use that as a learning experience and just realize that you can't do that. And obviously the Chen fits really well into Fnatic style as well, right? Dominate the early game, have this all-up death ball potential, and enable 23 Savage as much as you can.
Yeah, I think to me this series just shows that Fnatic are thinking one step ahead a little bit with the drafts, and they're maybe, I wouldn't even say that they're necessarily ahead of the meta, but they're definitely 100% on top of the meta and what they want to do and what they feel the answers are to these various meta heroes. And to me, both games for Cignal, it was just kind of a like, oh, we have a Lifestealer Centaur draft. Is that a current patch draft? Not really, but it's kind of always been a thing in the history of Dota. And then this game they go for the Venge Dusa. That's probably another like, oh, this is a classic draft of ours. But it's not a draft for this patch, and Fnatic just kind of rolled them both times.
I don't know. I felt like it could have very much been a draft for them if that Chen Enchantress was addressed. I think it was an okay draft otherwise.
Well, that is going to wrap it up for our first series. We have tons more Dota for you today as well. Where are we headed next, Danog?
We got Boom Adroit. That's the series I'm actually most keen about all of today. So sitting in, where are they on the scoreboard? 2nd and 6th, but Boom are 6 and 2 overall. So it's not like they've been stomped all throughout. They still haven't lost an entire series. It's been 2 wins and 2 ties for them.
Nice. All right. Well, we're going to head to a break. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And when we come back, it will be time for our next series. Should be starting in just about 8 minutes time. So we'll see you then.